What's going on? Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this Cheapness Affordable Gaming review stream. Sorry, the Twitch side is just giving issues again. And that's the faster. It's on less of a delay than YouTube. So usually I watch there to see if I'm being filmed. Thanks for joining. Today we are playing 60 Seconds Reatomized. Because I think it won't be that long, and it probably would be a nice short game to do a nice short review about. Especially since it's doing very well on Steam, like overwhelmingly positive, which I think is slightly better than it used to do before it got this remaster. I already did the tutorial, so that we can do a proper game. I think probably multiple games. I think we will be able to at least get like 2 runs in it. Yeah. So let's get stuck in. New game. Yeah. Now, the premise of this game is that the bombs drop and we have like 60 seconds to run around our house, get enough supplies, and then go into the bunker, at which point it becomes sort of like a visual novel, and then you have to try and survive with your family. Yeah. Challenges, not going to do that. Apocalypse is like, that's when you grab the supplies and get the survival, and then there are like modes where you can do either one. Okay. Full atomic experience. Okay. Let's start with a medium difficulty. Exploration time 10 seconds. Scavenge time 60 seconds. Stock shelter, some junk. Packed suitcase. Work roof briefcase. Health issues common. Fragile equipment average. Unwanted visitors some. Trouble often. Exploration time 0 seconds. Scavenge time 60 seconds. Stock shelter empty. Packed suitcase nothing. Health issues call 911. Fragile equipment like glass. Unwanted visitors hordes. Trouble every day. Okay. Let's start here. If I win this, maybe we'll go with the harder difficulty. Okay, begin adventure.
Be wrong, Oz. I like you a lot. Well, that's great to hear, but I've got news for you. I don't usually go around risking my life for people that just like me.
Alright. Okay, the flashlight, radio. Whatever that is. Okay, oh. Okay, that's a 4-star. Book. Flashlight. I think that's what that do. Okay, that takes 1 slot. Okay, no room for the briefcase. But okay, gas mask. Gas mask is a good one to have. Okay, take our daughter and some water. Is there? Okay, there's our son. Okay. Can of Campbell's soup. Like a design classic Warhol. Get our husband. Get a can of soup. We don't have a lot of food, which is troubling. Okay. Oh. Water. Okay. Run. Okay. Alright, we didn't do great. Well, ideally we would have more food and water. But we got the whole family. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, the shelter already had a gun, which is nice. Like, I'm guessing the Boy Scout guide will help us survive. The axe will do something. The gas mask is very important. Okay. Okay. Day 1. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We vaguely remember stashing some things in the shelter because there was no room for them upstairs. Turns out being Mexican really worked in your favor. And okay, that's where we get the gun from. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. Okay. Time to ration supplies. Okay. Each portion is enough for like a full family. Okay. Okay. You would expect a nuclear explosion would be enough to quench any petty arguments. When the future is not looking too pretty and all you see is naked walls, not much is necessary for an explosion. It happened, we started fighting like crazy. Okay, first day we can't have an expedition. A lot of times you can have expeditions to get more supplies and stuff. That's why you need the gas mask. We're done fighting, but for how long? The day's been fun for Dolores thus far. Ted is fine. There isn't anything new bothering Mary Jane. Like the good scout he is, Timmy is making the best out of the situation. He even seems cheerful. Okay. We don't have a lot of supplies. Okay. Our neighbors are still highly radioactive. Trips to the surface are a big risk to our health right now. Ted is vigorous enough to withstand the hazards of the wasteland. Dolores is confident she will survive outside. Wasteland is no match for Mary Jane. Timmy can do it. Timmy can go to the wasteland. A scheduled expedition. What's that trickling sound and why is the wall so wet? Are we about to get flooded? We don't have life preservers or a boat. A boat wouldn't even fit inside the shelter. We need to do something. Save the supplies. Okay, so the portable radio, we can do something with that. Alright, well, that was lucky. The shelter filled with water pretty rapidly, and we were certain we were going to drown. With our heads barely above the water, we weren't even able to open the hatch and escape. Before we could start considering the worst, the water level started to drop. We're fine, except for the mess we need to deal with. Dolores is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything to complain about today. Ted is fine. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. Timmy is good, well, at least he was 5 minutes ago. Okay, soup. Yes. It's about time we chose someone to scavenge the remains of our town in search of supplies. Who will be the wasteland waits? Let's send Timmy. Okay, now, what to take outside? Gas mask, yeah. If you have like a briefcase, you can take more stuff. Timmy, go find us food. And then Timmy will be gone for a while, but at least that's less fewer mouths to feed. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Equipment, gas mask was taken. Life is hard for all of us right now. But Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay this way. There isn't much going on with Ted. No trouble, nothing new. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane today. That'll probably change if they get weak, have less food, etc. Okay, that's almost the last of our food. It is very difficult to prepare for unforeseen consequences when you don't see them coming. Well, there are unforeseen by definition, so that does make a lot of sense. We can't say we weren't prepared for what happened. I don't think I'm gonna save this, survive this run. Memories or not, we need to keep our heads clear and get a grip on reality ahead of us. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay this way. Ted says there's no need to worry about him. It's okay. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully we'll stay that way. Okay, Okay, give some to Mary Jane. She could be the next to go on an expedition. We've been wondering what happened to Uncle Brian. He should have been far from where the bombs fell, but no one knows for sure. It would be great to find out. He always looked on the bright side of life, so maybe we should too. But it's not so easy. Say, didn't we have a photo of him tucked away in one of the books at home? Oh, the Scout Handbook. Okay, that's a weird thing. That I thought the Scout Handbook would give us something else. I'm guessing that's a morale boost. Did they draw Uncle Brian here? Bingo, our Scout Handbook holds more than a ton of knowledge useful in times of apocalypse. There are some photos stuck in between these pages, along with some crosswords. We are saved, only a few of them are solved. The day was relatively calm for Dolores. Ted is fine. Mary Jane says she's fine and doesn't need anything. We don't have food. A group of people dressed in green pajamas knocking on our hatch is not something that we anticipated. Yet this is exactly what happened. Furthermore, they insisted they are merry men and wish to take from the rich and give to the poor. We're pretty poor, so maybe we can make some new friends? Should we let them in? Okay, let's let them in, just to see what happens. So either they're gonna give us things or they're gonna rob us. I think they gave us a medkit. So we had those weird people over and they were more than kind. They gave us a first aid kit and we spent a lovely afternoon together dancing and singing, then they left. Plus one medkit. There has to be some water left. Dolores should get it. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane today. She was fed and watered the closest to now, so she should be fine. Time for ration supplies. We don't have any supplies to ration. Timmy better get back soon. There isn't a lot of space down here, and we can smell everything. When one of the walls bricks got loose today and revealed a hole, we felt pretty sick. It's the smell coming from the hole. It's terrible. Should we investigate and remove the source of the stench? Sure, why not? Let's try it, see what happens. Okay, Timmy's back. Ah, you found food, ammunition, bug spray. The mask is a bit disheveled, like it's torn. Tired, starvation, thirsty, dehydration. Okay. You'll all get what you need. We looked into the hole, fearing something might come at us with claws, fangs, or other mutated and sharp body parts, but nothing happened. Instead, we found a dead rat who was trying to break into a can of tomato soup. He fell miserably. We have a feeling we'll be luckier than him, so we confiscated it. We gave the rat a proper burial and an empty can. He deserved that much. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. We were surprised to find out that the metro station wasn't exactly abandoned. It's inhabited by a group that uses bullets as currency. They were armed and not overly friendly, but they're no bandits either. They allowed us to take a look around as long as we didn't touch any of their stuff. We wouldn't pass any opportunity to get some more water, so when we found the toilets, we did not hesitate to fill as many bottles as we could with that murky irradiated goo of liquid. What a treat. Here at the metro entrance, we discovered a tomato soup vending machine. Of course, we left most of it or changed in another pair of trousers, but we took whatever we could. The metro station traders took a special liking to our clothing. We were always proud of our dress sense, but in our opinion, during the apocalypse, you never say no to a package of fresh ammunition. Also, you can probably manage just fine without your undergarments, so we quickly came to an agreement. We got some bullets. There was a small maintenance area next to the ticket booths. We were hoping to find a bit of soap to finally wash ourselves. The only thing we could find there was a can of bug spray. The group living at the station had thrown a bunch of suitcases, backpacks, and bags to form a big pile and called it a barricade. We carefully took out a particularly nice-looking suitcase. Yes, suitcase. It was quickly quite tricky, and we came close to collapsing that house of cards, but thankfully would not ruin the entire thing. Okay. Our gas mask was damaged during the expedition. Unfortunately, Dolores will not survive without water any longer. It looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. Can we spare some water? Mary Jane has been asking about it all day. Timmy is really tired. Timmy's diet needs food. It's today or never. Okay. You all get food. You all get water. Okay. We can send any one of them. Maybe we should send Ted. The contamination over time is still strong. Scavenging in these conditions can result in radiation sickness. But we have a med kit, so maybe we should risk it. Especially since they say Ted is vigorous enough to withstand the hazards of the wasteland. Yes, prepare for an expedition. We thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing fun and create our own shelter theater group. We called it the Thunderdome, like Mad Max. Okay, we spent the rest of the day trying to write a script for our performance. We almost got into a fight over it and decided that maybe it would be best to play something simpler. Break or use something in your fallout shelter? Okay, that's because we broke that achievement because we broke our the gas mask got torn. Okay, like, let's go. We thought playing the silent game would be a good idea. The silence was too annoying and we quickly stopped. Okay. They seem to be fine. Alright. Okay, suitcase. Okay, what should I take? What should I take? Okay, to take the survival handbook and an axe and let's say a flashlight. Yes, I think the other things will be more likely to need. Okay. Then Nielsen, we don't need another hero. Is that the song from Thunderdome? I believe, was it Tina Turner saying that? I can't remember. Thank you for joining, Nielsen. Also, anyone who's interested, tomorrow stream, I will be streaming a free game that's free at any time. It's free because it's so old, they decided to just post it on Steam. The Abbey of Crime Extensum, which is like based on a book, and also a film of Sean Connery and Christian Slater about monks investigating a murder at an abbey. And then on Saturday, I will be playing Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition, because that edition you can't buy anymore. So yeah, I might as well stream it, because I can't review something I can't put a price on. And then on Sunday, I will be, for the first time in also like 10 years, be trying out Titan Quest. So let's see how that goes. Tina Turner, yes, okay, thank you. Yeah. As you can see, I'm trying to survive the bombs dropping. I mean, we got an achievement for surviving until day 10. The nice thing about this is I bought 60 seconds, not 60 seconds reatomized, but they gave me the reatomized for free because I bought the original. So, you know, that's nice. Not all games do that. A lot do, but not all of them do. Like, Red Faction and Gorilla did that with their remastered version. And Neighbors from Hell also did that. But sometimes the remastered just too high end and they won't do it. For instance, I think I already had all the Oddworld games before New and Tasty came out. Yeah, so I think because they couldn't just give me New and Tasty for free. Or the sequel that isn't doing as well. Dead left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Okay, we've gotten a suitcase from our storage, the survival guide to be better than surviving, an axe to, you know, cut mutants, and a flashlight to, you know, steal from ghouls. Timmy is no longer hungry. Everything seems okay with Dolores. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully we'll stay that way. Time to ration supplies. Okay, ration the food, like, they might as well eat, especially since they're not gonna drink. I wonder why you can't buy it anymore. Also, Titan Quest is nice. Dark Souls you can't buy because they have a different, like, remastered version on the store. Because, and it's kind of a weird one because it's not the original Dark Souls and it's not the new remaster. It's like Prepare to Die edition, which is like very specific. And like so, they're like, okay, no, you can't have this very specific edition. Although I don't know how specific it is, honestly. It's like it's probably not that different. It probably has a few more features from the base game, but otherwise, not that different. We know very little about what's going on outside. It'd be a good idea to find out more. Maybe discover if anyone else made it to safety. A radio can help with this. Okay, fortunately we brought the radio. And now we have radio. Yeah, we were able to get a weak signal and tap into the government's emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news! The fallout outside has mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. Okay, that's good. That means you don't need the gas mask, really. Everything seems okay with Dolores. Mary Jane says he's fine. Timmy's on his best behavior. How long will it last? Okay, alright, we're running out of food. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. We would have fought the Reds, this is apparently in the Cold War, would ruin such a lovely neighborhood. We could do it on our own, the escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. Okay, fortunately, we still have the same item needed for that. Wait, we have a phone? We knew it. The government has not fallen, and they're coming to save us. They didn't give exact dates in their radio transmission, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said they will be in touch in a couple of days and told us to wait further instructions. Dolores can't remain this thirsty for long. Water's what Mary Jane needs most right now. Save some water for Timmy would be nice. Okay, you two get food. Timmy, starve. Running out of food. That happens a lot to me in Void Bastards. Yeah, at some point I should really play Void Bastards, but my backlog is pretty big right now. I haven't even completed Songs of Conquest yet. Ring ring! There we were, thinking we would never hear a telephone signal again, when suddenly a phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it's the phone across the street. Should someone go answer it? Yeah. Mary Jane, go answer the phone. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Dolores will not survive without water any longer. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find something for her to drink fast. Timmy's in terrible shape. We need to give him some water now. Not even food. Enough of this plain, tasteless water. Dolores is really craving a cup of coffee. Really? But real, true blue American coffee. The kind that you can drink 5 cups and still feel sleepy. But where are we going to find that in this wasteland? Well, Dolores' favorite diner used to be a few blocks away. Maybe someone could go on a coffee run, but who? Let's Mary Jane. Like, Rare of the Pirates, it's a fun game. Okay, someone is knocking at the door. Great, we got a whole pot of cold coffee, but tastes is weird and we don't have any sugar or milk to give it flavor, but it will do. It's a step up from the bland, slightly irradiated water we've been drinking. The pot only held a few cups worth of coffee and we gulped it all down in mere minutes. All of us are very alert and ready for anything, for the next 5 or so minutes anyway. Dolores is no longer thirsty, Mary Jane's no longer thirsty. Yes. Okay, we don't have food, but at least we're not thirsty anymore. We were about to go to sleep when we heard someone knocking on the door. Who could it be at this hour? Who could it be in this part of the wasteland? How in the hell did they survive the nuke? Should we open it up? Sure, I mean, we have a gun. Let's risk it. Okay, I think that guy, whoever was at the door, gave her a cold. Opening that hatch was a bit risky. It seems it gave us some awful sickness. That coughing is driving us crazy. Dolores will not last long without water. Everyone has to drink sometimes, including Mary Jane. Is there any water left? Mary Jane's contracted an illness. Timmy doesn't need much, but he should drink. Okay, give her the first aid kit. They need food and water, but we don't have any. Ted has to come back eventually. Yesterday, during charades, we learned that Mary Jane doesn't know how to spell anti-establishmentarianism, and it has left Dolores sorely disappointed. She insists on home, or rather, shelter schooling Mary Jane a little. Yeah, let's do it. I think that face means it's gonna negatively impact Mary Jane, but I mean, like, education must prevail. Okay, Ted is back, finally. Okay. He brought some food and some water, so that's good. And he got us a map. Dolores does not mess around. What started out as a spelling exercise has quickly found its way to a math revision, followed by a short physics course and ending on tinkering with random objects in the shelter. Mary Jane looks exhausted, but we can't deny the state of her shelter has improved today. Oh, the gas mask is now not ripped. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. Our expedition went directly to visit the primary school. Not for education, of course. Oh no. We were desperate for supplies, and the school was our best chance of getting them. Everyone adored the lunch lady. She was almost 80, and everything she touched tasted great and smelled of tomato. Now we know her secret: tomato soup cans. Shelter school. Yes. Oh. Helter shelter. The biology class had an aquarium. The fish had died since no one fed them, but the aquarium water could still be drinkable. There was enough for a few bottles. Nice, 2 bottles of water. The PE teacher was a World War II veteran. He kept some of his war trophies and memorabilia in his office at school. This included grenades, a bazooka, and a fully functional gas mask. Okay, surely they could have picked up a grenade or two, as well. The geography classroom was very poorly equipped. The only useful item we could find was a map of our town. Still better than nothing. That should make expeditions better. We really like that suitcase. Well, it's gone now. Okay, the suitcase is gone. We returned from the expedition, but our axe didn't make it. It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's just hope this doesn't happen again. This last expedition got us thinking, maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare somehow? Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We better keep an eye out for those on future expeditions. Dolores will not survive without water any longer. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted is really tired. Mary Jane's all well now. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink fast. She's really tired. Timmy's in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. Okay, we got supplies. We got supplies. Everyone gets water. Everyone gets food. Dolores can go. Okay, plan expedition. When we looked closely at our map, we noticed someone had written a set of mysterious directions in one of the corners. Will it lead to some kind of treasure? It might be worth sending someone to find out. Timmy is probably in the best shape. Okay, Ted is in rough shape. Our shelter doesn't look bad though. We were following the map directions closely, so closely we ended up walking right into a pile of rubble and ruining the map. Guess the treasure hunt is over. There isn't enough food to go around, even Ted has nothing to eat. Ted is still tired, a few days of rest is what he needs. Mary Jane's still tired, let's give her some time to recover. At least she's no longer thirsty. Not thirsty, not thirsty. We don't have food, but we have water. Okay, Dolores, go get us some food. Let's give her the survival guide. Enough sitting around, it's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. Maybe something survived the blast, maybe someone's still alive, let's find out. Okay, wait, does it have to sync with that? Because, like, maybe you could send ammunition and we can go to the shop again. Can you send more than one out? Like Ted and Timmy on one expedition? Not on the expeditions. But if there's like a random encounter, you can send an expedition and then someone else can go on to the encounter. And you can't even send out multiple expeditions. You have to wait for the one to come back. Let's send her out with a flashlight, see what happens. This is gonna go badly. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Just a flashlight. There isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Ted is still starved. They're tired. Let's give her some time to recover. I guess not having food and water makes him tired too. Yes. The other day we heard a quiet knock on our door, but when we opened we only found a suitcase on the doorstep and there was no one around. It isn't signed, but it sure looks like it's meant for us. Should we check what's inside? Sure, we don't have food. Hopefully it's not like just a radioactive roach. A gift. Receive a gift. Okay, they gave us a can of soup. We gladly accepted the sun gift, and despite our suspicions, it turns out it was just regular tomato soup that we all know and love. Thank you, kind stranger. They're hungry and tired. We can finally eat. Eat the soup. Yeah, that's rough. Timmy claimed he couldn't sleep last night due to Ted's loud, incessant snoring. Ted angrily retaliated by making quips about the size of Timmy's ears, which enraged Timmy even more. He's desperate for a solution. What can be done about this? Okay, the medkit, a chessboard, a checkerboard, or suitcase. We don't have any of it, so hopefully this isn't gonna cause a morale issue or something. Stay in your fallout shelter for 20 days. Achievement achieved. It's nice how it shows what happened to you in the shelter. I'm guessing much worse things can happen. I think I saw like one still where one of them like was a mutant. Timmy woke up surprisingly well rested today. Turns out all he had to do was roll Ted on his side and the snoring ceased. Timmy is feeling noticeably better, and Ted promised to sleep on his side in the future. Okay. They're getting cranky, though. Let's give Ted the food. Because you need an adult to make decisions in this game. If there are no adults, you don't know what happens. It just skips. Traitor alert. Timmy's salvaged comic books are mostly harmless science fiction pulp. However, some of them don't feature the brave Astro Citizen program astronauts, but cosmonauts. That boy is eating up Soviet propaganda. What a disgrace. Should we banish Timmy to the wasteland for his traitorous ways and dispose of his blasphemous comics? No. Okay. Hey Cheapness, how are you doing? Fine, thank you for asking, Chef. Thanks for joining. We are playing 60 seconds in Reatomized and trying to survive nuclear fallout. It's not going well. We have no food left. We have no water left. We have a bunch of items, but we can't do anything about it. And we're waiting for the mother to come home. And as you can see, some people are not taking it well. Hope things are going well with you. We graciously allowed Timmy to stay in the shelter, despite his actions. We believe in the power of rehabilitation and second chances. Also, we're running out of toilet paper, and these propaganda books will do nicely. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Ted isn't hungry anymore. Ted looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. Mary Jane is rested. His traitorous ways, yes. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink fast. Mary Jane's pretty fatigued. They don't have any rations. And we don't have playing cards. Another broadcast from the military. They said they needed to locate the general area we're in, and that they want us to leave specific markings close by. They said the markings could be cards, playing cards. How strange is that? We're supposed to go out to the nearest bus stop and pin the card denoting our head count there. Weird. Perhaps, but if we're doing it, the time is now. Okay, we don't have the cards to do this. Is someone gonna die first? Come on, Dolores, we need you to come back. We missed our chance to let the military know where we are. There's a good bet they will get back to us again, but when will that be? Ted looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. Ted has rested. At least he's rested now. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink fast. Timmy's in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. It's not going great. Doesn't this remind you of the Chicken Licken ad where the family went into an underground bunker and years later they emerged in a Chicken Licker restaurant? I can't remember that ad. The last Chicken Licken ad I remember is that one about the guy who has the like out of body experience in the desert and then he walks back to his body. That's the last one I remember. I just have to quickly do something. Yes. Okay, sorry about that. Good. Okay, still don't have any rations. Dehydration, fatigued, dehydration. When we opened the shelter door today, we saw a letter lying on the ground. It was a cry for help from a group of friendly survivors nearby, or at least that's who they claim to be. They're asking us to bring some supplies over to a set location, and they're giving us their word that we'll not regret our generosity. Should we do it? We don't have any soup for them. Like, no soup for you. It does, huh? Oh, see you more, Axel, no dog wheels. I honestly, I don't remember that ad.
Evening, I'm Golden Wisdoms.
And I'm Aaron Bates.
Yeah.
Coming up on our show
It's
tonight.
taken okay. I don't have anything to give them. Okay. Most of the family is dead, and Dolores is sick, but she came home with a lot of food and water.
The people who recruited them and the consequences they should face.
I mean, that's grim. Oh, that Chicken Licken ad was prevalent throughout the late 2000s. I really can't remember it. I remember like the one where the guy was like a boxer and the secret to success was eating chicken licken with like spices on it, and it got over the gloves and he would punch someone in the eyes and their eyes would burn. I mean, this is so grim. Like, we made it so far on our first try. There's no way of knowing if any of this is even true. It might be a trap or of a prank, but even if it's not, we need to think of ourselves first. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. Theater means actors, and where you find actors, you can easily run into mimes. And so we approached the theater on our tiptoes. By the end, we decided our need for supplies was greater than our fear of mimes. We bravely went in to explore. This must have been one boring play. If the only props being used were bottles. The scene was practically filled with them. Thankfully, some had water in them. We have expected the theater cafeteria to be in a sorry state. Surprisingly, the atomic blast spared most of it, and we were able to admire our selection of food. It was very vivid. Small, medium, and large cans with tomato soup. We found large cans were meant for us. It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's just hope this doesn't happen again. We window shopped nearby parking lots for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. Dolores has not eaten for a while, is really tired, came down with sickness. Too many dies without water took their toll. Ted died of dehydration. When Mary Jane found out she's not getting a single drop of water, she got furious. She stormed out into the wasteland, shouting over her shoulder that we'll regret this and that she's getting her water one way or another. We're seriously terrified right now. I sent you the ad. Okay, thank you very much, Nelson. Lack of water drove Timmy insane. He opened the shelter door and ran away without looking back. He's not likely to return. It's all that, you know, food and water for me now. Okay, she can't go out, she's too exhausted. It has become more and more difficult to breathe in the shelter over the last couple of hours. We suspect there is something wrong with the ventilation. Maybe it got stuck somehow, but how? We need to investigate, or we might suffocate. Bug spray. Let's try the most dangerous thing. You know, just for the sake of the stream. Okay, what happened? We decided to spray the hell of the vent just to be on the safe side. Turned out it was the right thing to do. A couple of mutated insects fell out, followed by a gust of fresh air. You can eat and rest, Dolores. Our ammunition is missing. There's no way it was stolen, so it has to be here somewhere. We need to find it. Okay, flashlights. Huh. I thought maybe someone who, like Mary Jane or Timmy, you took the ammunition with them. Found it, the ammunition clip was covered by a can, too bad it was empty. But at least we have our bullets back. Dolores would really love to eat something. Okay. Hopefully you'll heal up. Okay, a woman came by with a creature she claims is a camel, provided that camels have 5 legs. The animal is carrying a pack of goods for trade. Okay, offer a water bottle in exchange for a checkerboard, a radio, a first aid kit, or bullets. Offer soon in exchange for... Okay, it's an exchange for... Okay, no, it's fine. I prefer having water. I mean, if you had a first aid kit in exchange for our water, that would be nice, but, you know...
Back then, we exposed a man running precisely the same scam.
Okay, come on, Dolores. You can survive. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just 1 can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? The thing is, this is my last can of soup, and we're ill, so... No, we're not making that deal. We're not making that deal. Someone's at the hatch. Our grandparents always told us to never buy anything sight unseen, and we're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage well whatever junk is in that mysterious bag. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Dolores was cured from an illness. Okay, good. Food. Dolores will live 30 days. I think she will. She's still too exhausted, but, you know, that's fine. There's an armed and dangerous woman outside. Fortunately, she's out of ammo. She tells us she hunts the wild beasts of the wastes, and right now, she's on the trail of a giant mutated spider. We're pretty sure she's lost her mind. What are you going to do with that spider, lady? Put it on a leash? She promises that if we help her, she will return the favor another day. Okay. Let's give her ammunition to shoot that spider. Hopefully she doesn't just take the ammo and then aim the gun at us. She could have hurt us, but she didn't. That counts for something. So we rewarded her with our spare ammo. Let's see if she keeps her word. Okay, okay, rations. Dolores says she's fine, but we don't know for sure. Someone paid us a visit today. It was an overly cheerful redhead woman, accompanied by a grumpy-looking mercenary type, who was probably her guard. She told us she was a trader and eagerly showed us the items she brought along. Bullets for checkerboard, a padlock for bug spray. We don't have bug spray anymore, and we don't have a checkerboard, so it's fine. We can't do that. Dolores doesn't look very broken up by the fact that her family is missing and dead. It's hard to turn her down because of that damn cheerfulness, but we did it anyway. The woman seemed a bit disappointed and tried to offer us schematics for some weird gun. We turned that down too. It's not like we have any tools around here anyway. Today's been fine for Dolores thus far. Okay, let's go. Okay, on our way back from the last expedition, we noticed some drawings on a half-ruined wall nearby. It was a very crude map of our town, and one place was marked with an X. Maybe it's someone's secret stash of soup. Shall we go check? Might as well, we're running out of supplies.
He got this call from Farmer. Open up your Farmer. I've got a job for you.
Okay, we got a padlock, which probably means we can now leave the shelter, like, without being worried of someone breaking in. Lucky find, we were afraid of the map was a trap leading us straight into a camp full of bandits, but it turned out to be true. At the end of the path, we found some supplies that might be helpful to us. Okay, today's been fine for Dolores was far. Okay, okay, scavenge. That trash of ours is getting disgusting. The good news is we don't have much of an appetite when we see it, so we're saving some food. Yet for some reason we would like to tidy this mess up, because giant green cockroaches are a pretty good motivator. Scout handbook. Maybe we can turn the cockroaches into food? Okay, that was close. A nest of those glowing bugs might have been more than enough to drive us out into the wasteland. Roaches are the worst, but radioactive roaches? Yikes. Rad roaches. Today's been fine for Dolores thus far. Okay. Water. Now sitting around, it's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. Let's take the padlock and see what happens. Wow, Dolores, you went out for a while. But you got a lot of supplies. Okay, Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. We're glad to see Dolores come back from the wasteland. Dolores' expedition could get anywhere. Before an expedition could get anywhere, we ran into a group of freaky people dressed like wizards. They were eager to trade some of their supplies for a few items. It sounded like a fair deal, so we invited them in. They were really ecstatic about purchasing a pair of old socks, which had been lying in the corner for some time now, living their own life. The wizards got them in exchange for a few bottles of water. One of them placed the socks on their ears and started the dance, plus 3 bottles of water. They had some food with them that we actually bought with real pre-apocalypse money. They thought the coins we gave them were magical. We didn't argue. Okay, I guess they gave us a lucky break because we were so close to death. Shortly after we ventured into the wasteland, we found an open safe, half buried in the irradiated ground. It was a bit glowy, but it did contain a supply of water. We decided to secure the box with our padlock and collect bottles on our way back to the shelter. Okay, so can we go back to it? We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. The lords would really love to eat something. Okay, came down with sickness. Okay. We have a lot of food. We have some food and we have a lot of water. Should be enough to survive to the end, I'm guessing. I must say, it's constantly touch and go with the supplies in this game, yes. Judging by the sound of gunfire and screams, it seems like a band of thugs have taken control of the area. Going out could be very risky. We found an unsigned letter today. The stranger asked for help. Apparently there are a few survivors in grave need of supplies and we have a chance to help them. They're saying that we were regretted. Okay, let's give them some food. Let's see what happens. We have enough food to do so. They're alive in your fallout shelter for 40 days. Okay, 40 days. We offered the note turned out to be twin siblings, a brother and a sister. They greeted us happily and took us to a small tent where they started handing out the supplies we brought to a small group of hungry survivors. Between them were people of all ages, including children, the elderly, and even a mime. The siblings shook our hands and proclaimed this is the beginning of a new friendship. They promised to contact us again very soon. Okay, hopefully you survived, Dolores. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could just get out and leave, walk the surface like we used to, smell the fumes and pollution? Ah, that's the scent of freedom we've missed.
Attention now turns to the recruiters. It's alleged lure the men to Russia under false
Okay, the military is contacting us.
Former President Jacob Zuma.
As long as we're safe, we can stay down here.
And there are still more questions than answers.
Water.
So, now, see. South Africans expected in Russia last month. Finally,
The army is on the radio again. They say they'll be scouting the neighborhood and need to find clear signs of survivors that are still alive. We were asked to leave a few cards at the nearest bus stop to mark how many people occupied our shelter. We should get going if we want to make it before nightfall. Again, like, playing cards apparently is one of the most important items ever.
Jacobs, circle.
I was worried from day one. They said to me, calm down.
Going and they're coming home. I've been shrouded in secret
I mean,
confusion. Yeah.
I don't think we have a great chance of survival now. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. Dolores, go check it out. Maybe that's an alternate way of escape? Because, like, not everyone's gonna take playing cards, right? Shocking discovery, it was a rusty tank. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts. But the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to just drive away and leave this radioactive behind us? Okay, water. Exhausted to go outside. I've got more than enough water.
Says
Oh wait,
in June last year.
Need men
wait.
go to
Offers one in exchange for one.
the intelligent unit training. And when
Wait, do we have to give it or the?
bodyguard and security. So as a
No, I was right before. He wants to give us water for the things we have.
yes, so the third reforms.
In a province blighted by unemployment, this seemed a lucky break. Speak to a young man who signed
We refused to trade. Hopefully, we made the right choice, but the trader was not too happy about this. Perhaps and supplies. Okay, scavenge. Alarm! Someone is trying to break in, and they're not alone. We'd better get ready, or else we might end up dead or worse. Rifle. You know, for the plot. Okay, she fired off a round. That broke the gun. We're able to fight off the bandits this time, but there's no guarantee they won't come back. We need to be prepared at all times. Our trusty old rifle helped us fight, but now it's just a piece of junk. That's not good. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written.
He also was very, very uncomfortable of the current Ukraine and Russian war. And then he had a call also with Jerusalem, you know, and was convinced that this is representing
Might as well take a flashlight.
it will be totally taken care of.
Die in your fallout shelter. So Dolores dies in this expedition. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. It was supposed to be an easy supply run. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Dolores never returned. The locked shelter will forever hold its secrets, at least until somebody with an axe and lots of patience comes along. We didn't make it. These are our final words, and our advice to anyone who reads this is obscure writing. Okay, the advice is bring playing cards. Okay, so, you know, we did alright for our first attempt. I mean, if we had cards, we would have been gone way earlier, I guess. You perish. Okay, 53 days survived, 12 water consumed, 13 soup consumed, times defended your shelter once, no decisions 1, yes decisions 5, items brought from expeditions 24, and adventure. Okay. Turns out the gas mask isn't that helpful. Just helpful at the start, really. Okay. Did this change because we encountered a tank? Okay. Okay, new game. New game. Apocalypse. Let's play as Ted this time. It's named after the thing in Fall, the nuke launcher in Fallout. Okay, water. There's water and soup. Okay, we got our daughter. And our son. Okay, checkerboard. Stoop. Come on. Okay, uh, take the gun. Okay, good. Good. No, no. Playing cards. Okay, food. No! Okay, I might, does that mean there's only gonna be the 3 of them in that shelter? Okay, so you have to... Okay, no. I'm gonna exit the menu. I'm gonna restart. Because I can't start that badly, like, you know. But it was a good test. Like, I was wondering... Because they said something about there's a little bit of a grace period. But I guess not that much. Okay, playing cards. Come on. Water. Okay. Oh, see. Okay. Oh. Wife. Gun. Okay, where's the daughter? Okay, no. No! Okay, ooh. Okay, maybe I should restart again, because that's... We didn't get the playing cards. Okay, wait, we did get the playing cards. Accidentally. Okay, this is not a bad start. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We can't remember bringing the supplies down to the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyway. Well, looky here. One of us must have hid this inside the suitcase a long time ago. It was so lucky we took the suitcase. Okay, so we got a harmonica because that was already in the shelter. And we got... Oh, the radio was in the suitcase. So that's very fortunate. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. Okay. It's not easy to be calm in these circumstances. Hopefully we will keep our peace, or else we might need to act like wolves, survival to fittest and all. I think we can skip a day between supplies. So I'm gonna try that this time. Okay, we're trying our best to remain calm. The situation we're in is far from normal and we might never get used to it. We hope the help comes soon. This morning has been calm enough for Ted and he's doing well. Mary Jane says she's fine. Dolores is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything to complain about. And Timmy's on his best behavior. How long will this last? Okay, okay, let's skip this day. Still irradiated. Going to the wasteland right now is unsafe unless you don't mind getting sick. Okay, we have a medkit. And we'll send Ted because he's vigorous. We're about to go to sleep when we heard someone knocking on the door. Who could it be at this hour? Who could it be in this part of the wasteland? Okay, open it. Open it. I mean, were they radioactive? Okay, someone did get sick. A group of travelers wearing gas masks and carrying some serious-looking equipment gave us purified water. Before we could thank them, they turned away and left. Opening that hatch was a bit risky. It seems it gave some awful sickness. That coughing is driving us crazy. Dolores came down with a sickness. That is fine. Okay, so we can skip a day, but just a single day. We're feeling pretty optimistic about today's expedition. The only thing left to do is to choose the right person to go outside. Suitcase. Survival guide. Gun. Hopefully this is enough to be successful.
They bought us, so we have to do whatever.
Okay, they seem to be in decent enough spirits. Okay. Alright, ration. What's that trickling sound, and why is the wall so wet? Are we about to get flooded? We don't have the life preservers or a boat. A boat wouldn't even fit inside the shelter. We need to do something to save the supplies. Portable radio.
Those guys went through a lot.
I mean, are you a rat?
They were down. They took 3 weeks. They came back.
What? Oh. Did some supplies get ruined? The radio was rescued first before any of that filthy liquid got into its case. Oh, we lost the playing cards. Like, it wasn't long before most of the water disappeared, but the damage it had done was enough to upset us. Cleaning and fixing this mess will take us days. And what's that smell? Okay. Alright. Ration. We never thought we'd live to see a dancing cockroach. We still haven't, but we saw one that was nearly as big as a cat. The good news is they've probably scared off any rats in the area. The bad news is they are huge and will probably attack us when they get the chance. Okay, we don't have anything to do anything about that. We have a friend now. Oh my, that thing is huge. And there goes another one. Roaches everywhere. We're doomed. We already feel all dirty. Mary Jane causing trouble today. No one dared cross our path. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay this way. Timmy's on his best behavior. Wonder how long that will last. We can ration. After all the days we spent down here, we're not exactly clean. We smell bad, real bad. It didn't bother us until we noticed it. And now we're about to get sick. So why not take a shower? We don't have soap, but there are other alternatives to consider. Bullets and bug spray. But we don't have any of that either. A radiation picker. Oh, we're all sick. We're all sick. The world has ended. Who cares about showering? We can get used to it. Adapting shouldn't be hard. It'll be like camping trip. It will. Oh no, that smell is just terrible. Don't puke. Don't. Suspicious looking stains cover parts of the page. Okay. All of them are sick. In spite of our good start, this is going very badly. We know very little about what's going on outside. It'd be a good idea to find out more. Maybe discover if anyone else made it to safety. A radio could help with this.
told us that you have to go to the president
All right.
because it seems if
We're able to get a weak signals happen to the government's emergency announcement service, and guess what? Great news, the fallout outside is mostly gone. Okay. Aren't there any drugs we could take to, we don't have any drugs to heal them. Oh, wait. I gave you food yesterday. We can ration this. Roaches seem to get more organized with every passing day. At first there was one or two of them, but nowadays we see small columns of them marching through the shelter. We need to do we need to deal with this situation before their civilization becomes superior to ours. We don't have anything to deal with that.
each group had a right, like essentially be talking to one of them. And my boys are right.
Mutant cockroach.
Yeah.
Water has long stopped taking Beetle's calls. She publicly denies all allegations against
Living with roaches can't be too bad, right? Even if they're stealing our pillows, socks, and wallets. Why would roaches even need wallets? And that smell is horrible. If we don't... okay. They are really sick. Really. Okay, what's left? We could keep sitting on our backs out here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought that... okay, maybe there's someone out there who can help us? We made contact, the military is out there and they're coming for us. All we need to do now is wait patiently. The soldier with the boring voice was very specific about this. Help us on the way. We just need to wait for our further instructions and keep our radio in working order. The title quest you have, is it the anniversary edition? Yes, and I believe I have the Ragnarok expansion installed. But I'm playing from the start. I'm probably gonna get nowhere near to Ragnarok.
You should trust the police. If any chances are mine, I just don't want him back.
We stumbled upon a weird signal when changing radio frequencies. We're pretty sure that beyond layers of terrible static and screams, we could hear a voice speaking a foreign language. Oh dear, what if it's the Soviets? We should probably listen to it, but what about the children? Okay, let's do it. Okay, Ted is finally back. Wow, that was a long expedition. He's sick now as well. Did he even bring anything? He brought bug spray, I think. We were relieved at first when we figured out it wasn't Soviets we heard. Turned out it was Canadians, which isn't that much better. I mean, Canada jokes are very passé. Either way, they're foreigners and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Not a word, how disappointing. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. It was difficult to tell right and left in all of the rubble that our town turned into, but we found our way to where the gas station used to be. It doesn't look like a gas station anymore. The only recognizable parts of it were a few car wrecks and the cashier's booth that probably did a long trip up and then back to the ground. A few water bottles were scattered around in the cashier's booth. None of the explosions damaged them. Though it is funny how that pipe shadow got burned into the wall. One of the cars had a map inside of it. After perusing the chart, we noticed a label which read, "Time machine here, a big red Y marks the spot." We stumbled upon a half-eaten sandwich in the cashier's booth and some bug spray. If we don't cure, okay, they're dying of illness. Okay, everyone gets water. The children are dying of hunger. Any chance of potential salvation? It's a grim. Someone sent me like something with a blocked out thing on Twitch. Top viewers, something free asterisk. I'm not sure. Usually, all messages I get on Twitch are just like people saying, "Oh, stream bot here," or, like enter this, this link to get them, something like that. So I'm not sure. The asterisk may just be something that the heavy moderation excluded. So that was just a standard message. I'm sorry, Bungen fam, but thanks for joining. We're not certain about the situation on the surface. A trip could be risky, but we could really use the supplies. Okay, Dolores. We played a game of list of things you hate the most, and our neighbor's name kept coming up for some reason. That reminded us that the little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wonder what's inside. Maybe now's the time to finally find out. But who will do the honors of stealing the possessions of our arch nemesis? Ted, go outside. Yes, Twitch chat tends to be botty. Yes, but, like there was like a while back like a little bit of an argument over whether you should view bot or not. Someone like one person was actually like, yes, absolutely. But like Twitch was sort of clamping down on it. Oh, I don't know if you heard this, Neilsy, but they changed the rule that you can't combine chat overlays. So that if you had like a combined YouTube Twitch overlay in the past, that was like one of the few things you couldn't do on Twitch, and now you can do that. Although I never did that, I'll just look at my phones, because that overlay kind of has to be over the screen or something like that, right? And I'm not competent enough with OBS to like do all that. To anyone who's interested, tomorrow I will be streaming the free game, retro game, The Abbey of Crime Extension, based on a book and movie with Sean Connery and Christian Slater about monks who investigate the murder of a priest in an abbey. And then on Saturday I will be playing Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition, and on Sunday I will be playing Titan Quest Anniversary edition. Yeah. We marched to Ned's house and found the safe cracked open by the blast. Most of its contents were destroyed, but we still managed to salvage something out of it. Ned was nowhere to be found. He likely perished in radioactive agony. All told, it was a good day. We got playing cards, so we might be able to survive. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Ted is still my tired and needs more time to recover his strength.
An extraordinary collection.
Okay, water.
We mean that literally. Baturi's royal.
Take a suitcase.
Books and reports on display in a building that was central to
Take a map.
Century. There, stepped inside the book hotel to meet.
Take a gun. The other things we probably might need. It's docs in OBS. My issue was I was constantly logged out. My issue was for me, I have the issue that when I use game capture, I use the general. I didn't do that thing you suggested about making it a game specifically, because then I have to do it every time. And like, after making all the thumbnails and everything, I didn't want to do that. So, but because of that, when you like press start, for instance, to log out and quickly just change things on OBS, it wouldn't show the game anymore. So, you know, it was a bit too finicky for me to use.
He brought me a copy of a comic and found it to the side.
Alright. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Water. There's never a good time to go out into radioactive wasteland, but it seems this will become a necessity in this new world of ours. We thought it would be a good idea to make this happen sooner rather than later and plan the trip outside before we can make the third step beyond the shelter doors. An unknown creature started growling at us in the darkness. We had only moments to decide what to do. Bugs sprayed the thing. So each stream I had to log in again, and so I stopped using. Really? I don't have that issue, but I don't really use the docs that in that way. So I just have to go in and say record or stream. Well, actually, I have to copy and paste Restream's link every time, but that's fine. That's just fine. And we got a phone call. Insect killing spray can wipe out any mutated mosquito, as well as creatures lurking in the shadows. It didn't bother us again. We don't have any supplies. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb drop. Here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It's must be the public phone booth on the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? Yeah, Mary Jane, you go.
Anxious that the Boers would outmaneuver their forces and cross into the Cape, the town was fortified under the leadership of General Charles.
When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as a survivor from the nearby town of Veal Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. Okay, I think our survivors are gonna die now.
For 6 weeks, this was going.
It seems that for every cockroach we squash with our boots, 2 others take its place. It's time to do something about it before we get completely overrun. Let's survival thing. Hopefully, maybe we can eat them.
The Tuli fell into neglect.
The hotel was gradually abandoned.
Victory is ours, the roaches lie defeated. Oh, this is a glorious day for all remaining humanity. Humans are the dominant species once again.
It was actually very sad to see what's happening. People talked of the great old age.
Okay. People are getting mad, judging by this image.
John Rainsford is one of the few who remember the hotel in its prime.
During the night, we heard some suspicious sounds coming from behind our door. When we picked out in the morning, we saw a leather suitcase. It has no address or name on it, but we're pretty sure it's meant for us. Should we open it? Yeah, sure. We need food. I mean, oh, the dad is dead. Dad is dead. Damn it, the gift was a booby trap. There was nothing inside but some junk, and as soon as we opened the suitcase, it exploded. Is anyone hurt?
Determined to resurrect it, he spent it in one of just 5 so-called book hotels in the entire world.
There are only so many days a man can survive without food. Ted was strong, but it was too much for him. He starved to death. We decided to have some fun today and play a game or two. The first one was picking the game we are going to play. This took us most of the day, and we still haven't made up our minds.
The collection is a staggering
Is that Dolores? No. Timmy ran away, guests. This game is really hard, or expect crazy micromanagement. Like, it's very like love RNG, and even though we start really well, you know, we didn't have the specific things we need to survive. We played I Spy and it was pretty fun for the first 3 minutes. After that, everyone got bored of the letter W. I Spy Wall, you know. Hunger drove Timmy insane. When he realized we won't be able to provide for him, he snuck out and never returned. For an isolated fallout shelter, we sure have a lot of disturbances. Something has been making a lot of noise since dawn, and we couldn't sleep. It seems to be coming from under the floor. And coincidentally, We just found a manual that we could use to go down and check what's going on. Flashlight.
Too much.
Okay, finally Dolores is back. Your son ran away, your husband's dead, and Mary Jane probably died in the manhole. We barely made it out alive. It was a giant mutated crocodile or an alligator or something else with a giant mouth and plenty of teeth. Is anyone hurt? Okay, Dolores came back safely. We were surprised to find that the metro station wasn't exactly abandoned. First one will always be metro station, I guess. It's inhabited by a group that uses bullets as currency. They were armed and not overly friendly, but they're no bands either. We got more water out of the deal. And food.
History is almost as texture.
Job in America.
Okay, she ran away because she's not getting any water. More food for her. Shine your boots and hoist the flag. The army is on the radio again. They're telling us to get our flashlight ready to signal their aircraft. You'll be flying over our area later this evening. If they see our flight, they'll know where to look for us. So it's not the same item every time you need to escape. Which is good, but imagine, because this time we had playing cards, imagine if it was something this time that we didn't have. Everything was going as planned, but then the flashlight stopped working. We were lucky to get it fixed just in time to hear the distant roar of the plane's engines. We're pretty sure the pilot saw us. Let's see if they can get back to us.
Survival. Hawking has become a custodian.
Soup.
History gates to
Let her survive a bit more, and then she can go on an expedition. A group of doctors knocked on our door today, requesting some supplies that could be helpful in refilling their first aid kits. We didn't doubt they were the real deal for a second. They did have lab coats and everything, so shall we help them? Give them water for a first aid kit because she's sick. We could use a first aid kit. Oh, what? We asked them for their doctor's licenses, but all of them claimed they left them in another pair of trousers. We didn't dare ask if it was just the one pair. We gave them a water bottle and wished them good journey and better luck with trousers. Okay, well, I can ration this a bit more. Fingers crossed, Laura says.
And as always, keep an eye and not a nose for our social media pages and updates. And if you missed any of our recent stories, you can always...
When emptying our bucket in front of the shelter, we discovered a easily drawn map on one of the ruined walls. Someone drew out a route and marked a spot at the end of it. Maybe there are supplies in there? Should we check it out? Okay, yes, Dolores, go check it out. Someone's knocking on our door. We're lucky to have spotted that map. The spot marked a small hiding place, and we found some useful supplies there. Okay, that's exactly what I need right now. We were about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard someone knocking on the door. It seems to be a trader who was very interested in ammunition. How about that? Play checkers with them. Now someone laughed. I guess we had a fun time. Where they stole our checkerboard. We offered checkers instead of ammunition. The visitor was quite confused and tried to explain to us what ammunition is. We pretended to understand nothing. It was very amusing until he left with our checkerboard. Okay. Okay, wait. Ration these. Plan an expedition. A note on our doorstep took us all by surprise. In it, we found a request to bring some supplies to a set location. Signed, friends. Friends? What kind of friends? We don't know who these people are, but here's a chance to find out. They're promising to make it worth a while. Should we help them? Yes. Help them with a soup can. The authors of the note turned out to be twin siblings, a brother and a sister. They greeted us happily in a small tent. Okay, that was the same as just now. Okay, suitcase. Survival guide. Survival guide. Flashlight. Map. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, did we die? Did Dolores die? Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. We found our house walls painted with bizarre symbols and profanities. The shelter trap door was locked and the sign above it read, "Marlin rules here." Damn you, Marlin. Damn you, Al. Of all places we could have perished, this is probably the best one. Or maybe not. Okay, so someone stole our shelter. You were driven away. Hopefully we can do better this time. Okay. Hopefully I can really get some good gear.
Also visit festival.
Bad, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, yes. Ooh, okay, this is a fairly good start. Okay,
No.
ah, come, ugh. Boo. Okay, okay, go, 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 go. Padlock. Water. Okay, that was a nice thing. Okay, no, food. Okay, no, I'm gonna let it kill me. This was a bad one. Yeah, bad. Collecting water bottles from health achievements.
Yes, Dragon Joe Wicks. It's first up with
This is a really bad start. Yeah. At least food-wise, you need more food than that. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Delora. Okay, can be stored for up to 737 years. Okay, okay. Oh, water and husband. That's 4 slots. Water and suitcase, that's 4 slots. Sun, checkerboard. No. Ugh. Water. Daughter, harmonica. Padlock. Okay, no. Like, one more time. Can you choose to go into the bunker alone? Yes, I think so, you can. You can go full selfish. Although remember, that's dangerous because then someone can just take over your bunker. All right, let's get one more time. Let's get it. Plus, you know, I want to go full org. I want to save the whole family. Okay. Okay. Radio and food is a good start. Okay, nice. Okay. Husband, water. Daughter. Survival guide and suitcase. No, Nia. Oh, that's. Okay. Last one for the second. Alright. Like, I think I left the sun.
So,
Yeah,
is
you
there
might
any
call it a base. Alright, I just look at generic.
okay? So, if we look at it in other respects, or you see kids going to soccer, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Just one more time. I want to get this right, like really right. Okay, starting new game. Okay.
First of all, are you taking
No Timmy this run, yes. Ah, okay. Flashlight and daughter, that's a 4. Okay, nice. Okay. Playing cards. Oh no, ammunition. And husband. That was a nice grab. Timmy and gun. Water. Checkerboard. Gas mask. Water. Okay. Medkit, radio. No. Okay. Okay, food. Okay. Okay. That was a pretty good one this time. That's a pretty good one. Okay. We got ammunition, so maybe we can take the ammunition on the first run to the trading post. Okay, this was a decent one. Okay, this was a decent one. We got an axe. We got a map. Okay. First time, ration. There are only so many things you can do in a tiny bunker, so we thought, hey, Why not play some games? They're not just for kids, you know. Okay. Alright. We decided to act out some scenes from favorite movies to amuse ourselves. At least for a moment. For some reason, every time we picked a new scene, we ended up with one from Humphrey Bogart film. Okay. Okay. Everyone gets food, everyone gets water. Yes, Ted, you go out on an expedition. We had the most curious visitors today. One of them was making the sound of a galloping horse, using a pair of rocks, and hitting them against each other while his companion was pretending to ride said horse. They claimed to be on a very important quest to seek some magical cup, only they lost their way in the wasteland. They asked permission to have a quick look at our map to determine the whereabouts. So they're looking for the Holy Grail.
You know, and it's brilliant.
I wouldn't be surprised if a positive outcome from that is we found the Holy Grail with its life-giving waters, and they just brought us like a couple of bottles of water. They seemed friendly enough, so we let them have a look at our map. They thanked us and offered us some supplies in exchange. We graciously accepted and wished them luck on their quest. Good, the survival guide will help. Okay. Ration day. Ted, suitcase. It's the first run, so you should take a mask. First run, we'll probably send him to the traders, and the other time it said it was too dark to look at the car, so a flashlight. So hopefully this to not get sick, this to trade with the traders, and this to light up the car. Hopefully that works. Hopefully I've got this run. But it's not to say the first run will always be the traders, but so far it's always been the traders. Yes. Or a holy hand grenade. Coincidentally, the last full review I've done was of Worms WMD. Dead left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Okay, everyone gets a portion. A group of doctors knocked on the door today, requesting some supplies that could be helped them refilling their first aid kits. Let's do it. This time it should be different. Maybe they'll give us something else. A bottle of relatively clean water is the closest we will ever get to hydrogen peroxide. The guests were grateful anyway. Life is hard for all of us right now. Okay, that's a ration day. Someone was very serious about banging on the hatch. We are scared to open it, but it might be some good news, right? We would gladly welcome any friendly face, even if it was our neighbor, Ned. We're pretty sure that if there was any reason why our town got bombed, he would be that reason. Let him in. I mean, we have a medkit. If anyone gets sick, yes, she got sick, but we'll use it. A group of travelers wearing masks and carrying some serious-looking equipment gave us purified water. Yeah, got sick, but you know it's fine. The day is a drink and eat day. Okay. This dreadful silence is boring, and like every happy model family, we don't have that many things to talk about. Is there anything we can do about that? Anything at all? Ah, how fortunate. We took the radio with us. We can probably listen to some music. They still play music out there, don't they? Okay, this is a ration day. When you know it, our dear Mary Jane keeps a diary for some reason. She was hiding it in the scout book we keep in our shelter. We have no doubt that needs to be done right now. We have no doubts what needs to be done right now. Each of us must sign the role, and the diary must be read aloud, right? No.
Protein is the offering. Eve Wildish and Sam Fred.
Mary Jane thanked us for respecting her privacy. She then ripped out and tore all the pages, set them on fire, stomped on them, and fed them to the mutated rat outside. A bit excessive, but we all feel better now that it's been dealt with. We still wonder what she wrote about us, though. Okay, everyone gets water. You get food, you get food. Okay, playing with matches is never a good idea. Doing so in a tiny underground shelter is probably even lower on the good idea scale. A few matches later and we end up with flames licking up one of the walls. Time is short. We need to put it out and save our supplies. What do we save? The radio or the scout handbook? Radio. Radio. The radio is worth more, I think. It's a ration day anyway. We need our source of information. We went for the radio first and were able to grab it before it was engulfed by flames. Unfortunately, our other supplies weren't so lucky. We need to evaluate our losses. Okay, ration day anyway. Guess what? We already got ourselves our very own fallout garden. We've got a bunch of mushrooms growing on one of the walls. They're big enough to be eaten. How about that? Should we prepare a mushroom feast today? Yes, we don't have food, so mushroom feast. Mushroom feast. Huh, it seems like that went alright. Those were delicious. Our only concern is that they were glowing in the dark, and now we are too, for that matter. But, you know, it's fine. We got some food out of it. Water. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a callmate. We're good citizens. We've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Sam is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our eyes and ears open for any sign from them. Ah, okay, Ted's back. Alright. Oof, okay, it looks like our flashlight broke. But we got 2 cans of soup, a padlock, and more water. And playing cards, we really needed those, yes. We made contact, the military is out there and they're coming for us. All we need to do now is wait patiently. The soldier with the boring voice was very specific about this. Help is on the way. We just need to wait for the further instructions and keep the radio in working order. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. We used to visit our local cinema so often that we could travel there blindfolded. It wasn't that surprising when this was where our feet took us, almost without involving our brains in the process. When we recognized the sign of the food stand sticking out between the rubble, we were hoping to find some popcorn. There was none, but the tomato soup dispenser was still working. Yay! The cinema had a strict policy of not bringing your own drinks into the movie hall. Seems like somebody broke the rules a little. We found a lot of bottles in the last row of the hall. Some were even full. The only thing left of the ticket booth is the door with a padlock on it. The security here must have been questionable. Someone forgot to take the key out. Under one of the seats we found a deck of cards. It must have been a really boring movie if someone felt they needed to bring a game of cards to the screening. Chris's, our flashlight is out of service after the expedition. We spotted some sort of vehicle just down the street, but we couldn't get a good enough look in the dark. That's what I brought the flashlight for. Maybe future expeditions will prove more fruitful. Okay, okay. Okay, let's ration again, then give food. We can send Dolores on an expedition instead of Ted. Yes, okay. We had thought phone calls were a thing of the past, even after the atomic bomb obliterated everything on our little town. However, a phone booth on our streets received a bombing, survived the bombing somehow. It seems to be ringing now. Should someone go answer it? Go, Timmy. Go. Alright. Okay. Now everyone can have a meal. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from caller. They introduced themselves. Okay, that's just to get acquainted with people. Okay. Everyone gets food, everyone gets water. Suitcase, gas mask. In case we go to the traders this time, bullets, padlock. The padlock has some uses, it seems. Yeah.
Always. Besides, you do quite it. But what we worry about.
Or maybe an axe. An axe to cut something open.
I kind of agree with Joe Appy. I think this is good branding.
Alright. Okay, I'll give Ted a bit more food, you know. Because he's tired, you know. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside our door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces himself like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open? Sure, why not? We regretted opening the door the minute we saw who was standing on the other side. Dark faces, rifles, and determined looks of a band of teenagers. We're doomed, we thought. Then, out of the blue, one of them asked us if we're with the Reds. Oh, it's like a Red Dawn joke. We never supported the Red Sox, so we confidently said that we weren't. The tension dropped immediately, and those nice young people gave us 2 bottles of water. They also told us to have no fear since Wolverines are around. We're not sure what Wolverines have to do with all this, but we took their word for it. Okay. Food, water. And then thereafter I can properly rest. Mary Jane has been awful silent today. This is very unlike her. Should we try talking to her? Yes. Nothing solves problems better than honest conversation over a hot beverage. We don't have the latter, but talking alone seems to do the trick. The other day we heard a quiet knock on our door, but when we opened we only found a suitcase on the doorstep. There was no one around. It isn't a sign, but it looks like it was meant for us. Should we check what's inside? Sure. Someone... Hopefully it's not another bomb. Okay, good, good. There is no such thing as too much water nowadays. We inspected it thoroughly after taking it out of the suitcase, but it looks absolutely harmless and purified. We hope we get to meet this generous stranger one day and thank him or her personally for keeping up for Emily while hydrated. Okay, no. Okay, everyone gets water. We have a working radio, why not use it? Maybe we'll be able to catch broadcasters too. Nothing, nothing, and nothing. We could hear nothing but annoying static. Better luck next time. double up on the water ration because we have so much water, and we're probably gonna get more water when Dolores returns. You would expect a nuclear explosion would be enough to quench any petty arguments. When the future is not looking too pretty and all you see is naked walls, not much is necessary for an explosion. It happened. We started fighting like crazy. Ah, Dolores is back. Hopefully she brought food. Okay, she brought at least one can. Better than nothing. And the first aid kit. Enough arguing, there are more important things to worry about. We're glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. Found her way to a nearby hospital, which, despite heavy structural damage, is still standing. The site wasn't pretty, though. What used to be inside the hospital is now all over the place. Whatever survived the blast wave, anyway. The canteen had a respectable supply of tomato soup. It looks like this was the only thing that fed their patients now. Now we're 100% sure it's healthy. There were plenty of bottles of liquid in one of the wards. Peroxide or not, water is water, and beggars can't be choosers. Wasn't hard to find a fully equipped first aid kit. It's a hospital after all. We really like that suitcase, unfortunately. Well, it's gone now. The vehicle down the street looked like someone's work in progress. We observed it from far. Who could the owner be? We've kept our distance for the time being, but we may want to take a closer look in the future. This could potentially be our ticket out of here. I will play at least until the end of this run, because I am enjoying this. Okay. Time to ration supplies. Okay, everyone gets some water. Dolores gets food.
David touched on something there actually. Reading hit a card for me.
Okay, Ted. Still highly radioactive, so he has to take the mask, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah. The boredom and silence are overwhelming. Too bad we don't have a TV to keep us occupied. But maybe we could take advantage of some of our supplies and pretend they're things. They're props of a movie set. Okay, play with the axe. Don't cut anyone. Don't cut anyone. Alright. Ted and Mary Jane used to be big cinema buffs before the apocalypse. So they instantly jumped on this idea. Mary Jane always complained singing in the rain lacks action, so they took the axe and improvised an extra scene. Very bloody. They insist the movie would have been way better if it had more axes in it. Yeah. Alright. Everyone gets water, everyone gets soup, and then Ted will go out. It's not a good place to start, but, you know, we have to do it.
Face the dragons were Andrew Telfer and Jill Erskine. But the white team was seeking...
Okay.
The 10% share in their business. Violence.
You don't fuck with. And they like,
During our latest expedition, we ran into a smelly man in torn up clothes. We recognized him as an old bum named Jim, mean to call some of that, who used to run the streets of our town before the bomb fell. Now he runs the wasteland, and it looks like he follows home. Now he's banging on the door, asking if we want to buy a rock. Well, do we want to buy a rock? I mean, could be worth it. The rock could be something good. Old Man Jim was always lovely and friendly to everyone, so of course we opened the door and fulfilled his request. He winked at us and told us the first rock is for free, which we were happy to hear. A nice rock is a good thing to have, but we don't think we will be able to trade any of our supplies for it, even if it brings luck like he claimed.
Andrew gets near of
Okay. Timmy is fatigued for some reason. The military is transmitting again. I said the first step is to locate any remaining survivors. A plane will be doing a sweep over our neighborhood this evening, and we're supposed to be out in the open signaling. And we don't have a flashlight.
This year, we're on track.
Signals away. Besides, do you even know how much flashlight batteries cost? Especially in this economy, especially after it was wiped out. A young man paid us a visit today. He told us the story of his brave twin sister who went missing while spying on a nearby bandit camp. He said that while these circumstances are far from perfect, they were in fact meaning to contact us eventually and meet us. He believes his sister was discovered and is currently held captive in the camp. He has a few men, but he could use all the help he could get. Should we send help out? Sure, Mary Jane. You like working with axes? That was a gunshot. The young man was assisted by a group of other survivors, all armed but rarely friendly. We found the girl, threw a weapon, and fought off the bandits guarding the exit. Siblings were happy to be reunited, but also very confused. Turns out the band leader is actually their father. Crazy small world we live in. Anyway, they were really thankful and promised to contact us again soon. Give him some water. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder pays a visit. He offers a simple one-time deal. I'll get the bag for food without a food.
Jill, one of the brackets. To it. It's more than just the entrepreneurs who are left feeling.
Okay, this is a ration day. Portable radio. They better come back soon because we need food and we need it now. We're able to get a weak signal and tap into the government's emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news. Fallout outside is mostly gone and should be much safer to travel in the service now. So we don't need to use a gas mask. We can take an item with. Apocalypse or not, we can't ignore our kids' educational needs. Timmy has spent way too much time without reading a single thing. We need to get him to read again, otherwise we'll grow up to be an analphabetic savage. Okay, checkers. That's all we can do. I'm guessing that helps you count or something. Good thing we have these checkers. They contain an instruction sheet, perfect reading material for a young boy like Timmy, who would have anticipated that reading those 3 sentences too many times over would fry his brain a little bit. Poor Timmy. Okay, we woke up to a dripping sound today and noticed there's something leaking from the pipes. That green liquid looked innocent enough, even after it ate through the table, and the chair and the door. Patching up that pipe is probably a good idea. Okay, nothing was in the way that could be damaged, like, it just damages these 3 items, and we don't have those items. Okay. Yes, Ted. New species, mutant till... Oh. One of us was mutated. We couldn't figure it out, so we just assumed that was what a regular pipe would do in the event of nuclear apocalypse and decided to ignore it. We've been feeling a bit funny today, though. Probably no connection to the pipe, none whatsoever. What the hell? Mary Jane went to bed her normal self and now she's all mutated. Oh, Mary Jane, what happened to you? Okay, the metro wasn't abandoned. Okay, we got food, we got bug spray.
point, they are
Alright. We can all get a nice meal.
we offer upskill. We help them understand what best one. Let's say they've been out for 3 years. What's they are.
Okay.
You've been out for 3 years.
You love these games. Super fun. Thanks for joining, McLawler. Yes, it's a very fun game, this.
You can then
I don't know if it's the cheapest anymore, but because I got it back when it was just 60 seconds, and then they gave me, fortunately for free, the Reatomized version because I already owned it. But I think this game might work on something like the Warhorse. I haven't tested it yet, because the most intensive part is the 3D part in the start, where you actually run and grab all the supplies. So I think this is actually pretty low spec. Dolores is confident she will survive outside. Okay, plan an expedition, then we can decide who goes. The state of the wasteland remains unknown to us. Maybe we should risk it and go out. After all, you only live once. I mean, what a different place the Cold War era would have been if YOLO already existed. Okay. There's never a good time to go out into radioactive wasteland, but it seems to be this will become a necessity in this new world of ours. We thought it would be a good idea to make this happen sooner rather than later and plan the trip outside. Before we can make the first step beyond the shutter doors, an unknown creature start growling at us in the darkness. We only had a moment to decide what to do. Okay, we're gonna use the rifle on it. For April Fool's Day, you should temporarily revamp to the expensiveness. I mean, that is tempting, but like, one of the most extreme things you could do on a YouTube channel is change the name. And I'm like worried what that would do to like the algorithm. I don't think it would do anything, because some people actually recently, like a couple of months ago, a lot of people started rebranding themselves for some reason. Mostly like, you know, your more left-wing political pundits, like a lot of them, like Vic, like that guy, like Vic, the like, I don't want to like say his name out loud, but he changed his name. Someone else also changed their name. I can't remember. A lot of people did it for some reason. I don't know why. Someone else, who was it? Like someone that's in the like realm of like park roast permaculture, but not them. I think, oh yes, yeah, oh yeah, like Jezebel Vibes, the atheist YouTuber and stuff like that. So there were like a lot of like rebrands for some reason. Yeah. Okay, we use the rifle. Yes, that would be funny. Spend all day playing Star Citizen in your $100,000 ship. Wait, Star Citizen, is that the thing that keeps getting Kickstarter contributions? Like the one that's like close to like $1 billion in contributions that probably won't be anywhere near that good? Or Star Citizen? I think it was Star Citizen. Okay, everyone's not looking that great. A quick shot with the rifle was more than enough to scare away or maybe bring down whatever creature stalked us in the darkness. We never saw it again. Okay, everyone has to, like, well, Dolores has to eat. Okay, hungry. And we might as well give everyone a bit of water. Okay, that's... really a bit difficult. Yeah, Star Citizen sells ships for a huge amount of money, and it still hasn't released. Like, the thing is, like, let's take Crimson Desert. Is that the game that just came out? That was very hype for how all-encompassing the thing seemed. And while it wasn't a complete, like, spectacular letdown, it still is sitting on, like, mostly positive. You know? So like, just imagine how much of a letdown Star Citizen is gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people are like donating to the Kickstarter, knowing in the back of their minds, this cannot end well. We're feeling pretty optimistic about today's expedition. The only thing to choose is to choose a... Mary Jane is in good stead. Send out Mary Jane. I mean, she's mutated, you know? She should be able to fight all sorts of mutants. Wait, I didn't send her with anything, did I? Oh well, she can survive the radiation at least. Okay, ugh. Okay, we might as well give her a portion of food because he's hungry. But after that, I don't know what we're gonna do. If rebranding is a logistical nightmare, post a video on a game that is crazy expensive and never on sale, they would need like a $5.90 to run. I don't know anything about like that combination, but expensive and hard to run. But there's one of the most expensive games I saw on Steam is like $1,000 or something. You know, it's like board game something, and it doesn't look like it's composed all that well. Like, honestly, that seems like a good thing to make a video about, but I'm not paying $1,000 for it. You know? Maybe one day in the future, if I actually get paid for monetization, maybe we could check it out. But it's like, and I've seen it like multiple times. It's like it doesn't. I can't even remember the name of the thing. During our last expedition, we finally approached that nearby vehicle. It was a tank missing wheels and a few other crucial components. The outside was rusty and a little burnt up. If we hope to ever drive away from here, we should scavenge for something to reinforce it. Anything we should grab for this little supply run? Yeah, the axe, because we rarely use the axe. Or maybe the gas mask, because we do, like, the axe. We're probably going to be able to chop off something to put onto the tank side. The military is making contact. We chop some wood into pointed sticks and attach those to the vehicle. Sharp, efficient, and also helpful in collecting trash along the way. This was a fun project. We accidentally chopped up the axe handle as well. Not sure how, but it's all part of the installation now. Dolores has been putting on a brain face, but she must be starving. Give them all water. Shine your boots and hoist the flag. Hoist the flag. The army's on the radio again. They're telling us to get our flashlight ready to signal the aircraft that we'll be flying over the area later this evening. If they see our light, they'll know where to look for us. As I did, just not like we don't have a flashlight anymore. By the way, that's a gigantic can of bug spray. Signal us away. Besides, do they even know how much flashlight batteries cost? This economy, you know, especially after it was wiped out. They're all hungry. We can ration our water a bit. Oh, this is...
I disagree with. I think...
a traitor. Okay, the thing is, if we give them the radio for the flashlight, we won't know when to like flag down the military. Okay, let's take a harmonica. Because I don't know what we're supposed to use the ammunition for. I thought it was like currency at the exchange, but it never worked out that way. The wereman tried to make us buy fried cockroaches on a stick covered in some mysterious sauce. These snacks looked pretty disgusting, so we turned them down. But we bought something else from him. He looked a bit disappointed. Okay, our last water. The siblings kept their word and visited us again with a quest. Seeing us, they're slowly running out of space in their tent. Their group is attempting to build a small camp for themselves. They already gathered some resources, but they need someone to help them chop wood and wild houses and build houses. Like, okay, we just used our axe. Maybe this is another quest line that instead of going away from this place, you build a new community in the rubble, but we don't have the axe, so that's unfortunate. Okay, she's back. She brought us some food. Nice. It's unfortunate, but we don't have any tools. We can't just chop wood with on our bare hands, no matter how determined we are. We had to refuse. Okay, this is now how she speaks. Okay, we got water and food. Nice. Not a lot of water and food, but... Okay, Rash, like... Dolores, it's your turn to go.
Puts a higher share of 0.5%. Actually, his experience in recruitment.
We saw something strange on our way back from the expedition. A chain of lights on the horizon, pulsing and flashing in a chaotic manner. It didn't make much sense to us at the time, but when we discussed it in the shelter, Timmy said it might be a secret scout signal. He would need to check out the signal by himself and decode it using the scout book. We don't have the scout book. Maybe it's aliens, you know. Okay, the radio is coming on again. Look at that luxurious beard. We have doubts about it being a legitimate signal from real scouts. We're not risking walking into a bandit trap. Better just forget we saw anything. I gave you all the food I could. You know. Ration.
That's kind of the only thing they could do.
Levels that I want to get. Give me
Okay, no, wait. We know the radiation is gone. We know the radiation's gone, so... Okay, take a map. Take a map. Yes, give him some water. Trash skin disgusting. Okay, I killed the giant Greek cockroaches because they can get out of hand. We know from one of our previous runs they can cause illness. That was close, and the sort of glowing bugs might have been more than enough to drive us out into the wasteland. Roaches are the worst, but radioactive roaches, yikes. Ration. One thing you don't expect is a band of people, all dressed in green, showing up at your doorstep and claiming that they take from the rich and give to the poor. That's exactly what happened to us. Should we let those clowns in? They might provide some quality entertainment. Let them in. And last time that went alright. Okay, those merry men were not merry at all. They told us that we were rich and that we should share with the other 99% of the wasteland. They grabbed a few things and left. We couldn't do anything to stop them. Their green clothes were too darn hypnotizing. Lost our cars and the radio. Ugh. There's not much you can do in the tiny bunker. We need to fight the boredom. Otherwise, someone might feel like going out to admire the radioactive landscape or something equally crazy, like learning about foreign geography. We need to do something. Play checkers. A game of checkers and a cup of coffee and newspapers, all a 1950s man needs. There's no coffee down here, and the paper boy probably got blown up. Yay, checkers. Okay, you get some water. Okay, oh man, if we had water, we could have bought some stuff. No, but no, it's for water, so no. Is this game where you have to memorize the events in order to win, or do new players stand a chance? Force them to learn foreign geography. Yeah, so as you heard, this is a very like Cold War, jokingly like style. Yeah, so it's like there's like a lot of talk of being against the commies, etc. And McLawler, memorization helps a little bit, but there is a random element. Last time we let those people in green in, for instance, it turned out well. They didn't steal from us. So, you know, there is a random element to it. And at the start, when you're grabbing supplies out of your house, the rooms are in a different order, and what's in the rooms. Well, I think the rooms are in a different order slightly, and what's in the rooms are in a different order. So there's like cans of soup and random areas. Sure, the kitchen will have more food, and some items will have more of a chance of being certain areas, but sometimes it will just be random. So, you know, there is more, some other random things to the random events, but I don't think each event will have more than like 3 or 4 outcomes. Some may only have 2. So, you know, sometimes you can memorize what happens and that will help you out. Yeah, yes, as Neilty said, McLaughlin, there's a lot of RNG. Sorry about that. I just had to click to get a notification out of the corner of the right on my eye. I've started following QSci Media on YouTube because they're like, they came from because I'm like on LinkedIn, I spammed a lot of like messages to like publications, you know, gaming publications, and a lot of them are getting laid off. It's a bad scene. So I started following them and trying to support them because like they are from one of those publications that got The Escapists tried to make a bit of a comeback, and so there was like a freelance freeze and all that, maybe even worse. So a lot of them went on to make their own outlets. So I'm forcing them, I'm trying to support them so that the gaming journalism space is a bit healthier. I mean, one person, maybe that helps, you know. Especially since, you know, a couple of our pals from Jinx, you know, are still in the gaming journalism space. Yeah, trying to, you know, help that. Who's the purple character? That's Mary Jane. She mutated. Yeah, but because of one of the incidents. There was like a leak in the air, leaking green fluid, and I couldn't do anything about it because I didn't have the item. So she mutated into Mutant Mary Jane. Yeah, that's his beautiful daughter. Yes. Still Mary Jane. She can't speak now. Whenever you send her out to scavenge, any like descriptive text there is like a bunch of constants and stuff in a row. Refused to trade. Hopefully we made the right choice, but the trader was not too happy about this. Everyone's starving. We have nothing to give. We have plenty of distant relatives, but none of them mean as much to us as Auntie Ada. She lives in the country, so there's a good chance she's still configuring her cow counting machine and not worrying about nukes raining down on her hen house. Too bad we don't have a photo of her, or do we? We put some photos into books a while ago after the John Coffee Spill incident, but we don't have the book where the photos were in. Come on, Dolores, you need to come back quickly. Okay, Mary Jane left. Mary Jane left. And so we are left with no photos, no news, and no happy thoughts. The world is too cruel. We couldn't spare any food for Mary Jane, and eventually she reached a boiling point where her stare was enough to kill. She left without a word, but we knew she would probably become a highway woman and get all the food cans she would ever need. Some door-to-door salesman found his way to her shelter. We remember him from before the apocalypse. He came over with a bunch of leaflets and tried to convince us to join something called Astro Citizen, but we refused. Now he just wants supplies, and he says he will reveal some state secrets to us in return. Okay, like, come on, like, nobody died. Oh, okay, Timmy left too. Timmy left too. As a rule, we don't trust door-to-door salesmen, especially ones who attempt treason. We told him to go back to whatever planet he dropped to Earth from. He got angry and stormed off, mumbling something about how our souls are going to be devoured by alien Lord Yontor. Poor guy, he seemed very confused. A pair of strangers, probably bandits, searched the remains of our house above. We overheard them talking. One of them mentioned they'd captured a woman whose description matched Dolores. We don't think they will let her go. So, oh, what? So it's just Ted left? Oh. Okay. Ted has to risk his life in the race, but I think this might be the end of the run. We played a game of list of things you hate the most, and our neighbor's name kept coming up for some reason. Reddit was a few runs back that we read this, but that was a great line. That reminded us that the little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wonder what's inside. Now maybe it's the time to find out. We'll be doing honors of stealing the possessions of our arch nemesis. Hopefully it's food. It wasn't last time. Last time it was something else. I think we got ammunition out of that deal. But we still managed to salvage something out of it. Ned was nowhere to be found. He likely perished in radioactive agony. All told, it was a good day. Okay, soup. We can't ration. Okay, what do we give him? Okay, take a gun. Hopefully they don't, you know... If we leave the padlock, hopefully we lock behind us. Okay, yes, we did. What did you bring, Ted? We got a radio, I think. Ted left the surface. Half of the local city hall has been completely obliterated. The other half, however, looked promising. So we went in to investigate the ruins. One of the surviving rooms was a small maintenance closet. The only thing inside was a bucket full of water, with a mop standing in it. We managed to fill some bottles with the contents of the bucket. It does look a bit funny. We just hope it doesn't taste of soap or something worse. Okay, yes, we got water. The mayor's secretary was a sweet old lady who loved music. The mayor let her keep a radio so she could listen to it while she worked. It's still here and undamaged. So much for our rifle. It got damaged during the expedition. There's isn't enough food to go around. Even Ted has nothing to eat. Okay. We can heal him and we can give him water. Okay. No, wait. Ted can't go on an expedition. Alarm. Someone's trying to break in and they're not alone. We better get ready for any, or else we might end up dead or worse. Use the padlock. Pacifist, defend yourself without a weapon is the achievement I got. Yes. That heavy weaponry. We didn't think that small padlock would stop them, but it turned out to be enough to discourage the unknown attackers. It seems that they gave this whole break-in a fair shot, but ultimately gave up and left. Too bad that padlock is now no shape to be used again. Oh. We need to think of other ways to fight off the bandits and other soup-hungry barbarians. We were able to fight off the bandits this time, but there's no guarantee they won't come back. We need to be prepared at all times. Oof, this is going badly. Give him water. Can't trade with him. Okay, the radio is telling us something. We can ration water. Okay, but he can't go outside, so we shouldn't plan that. We've always wanted to throw a party with a huge cake. For some reason, it never worked. One time we were promised a great cake, and it turned out it was a lie. Forceful reference. That was a disappointment. We weren't glad. We're definitely getting a cake when the radioactive clouds are gone. It's only Ted that's left. Okay, someone's at the door. Could it be food? Could it be food? Could it be a can knocking on the door? Okay, plans like he has to go out. We don't have food. We were admiring the radioactive landscape when we saw a young woman dressed in ragged camo. She had a nicely looking rifle, but she hailed us in a polite enough manner. She claims to be a hunter, tracking a big mutated spider. She ran out of ammo and told us that if we were to help her out, she would pay us back in a while. Might as well. We have nothing else to spend the ammo on. It's the second time the padlock fended off that guy. Yeah. Okay, she could have hurt us, but she didn't. That counts for something. So we rewarded her with our spare ammo. Let's see if she keeps her word. Take some water. Okay, Ted can't go, so we're gonna have to wait until Ted dies, and then that will be the end of the stream, I guess. But he's hanging in there, hungry, hungry Ted. A band of raiders are at their doorstep. They demand that we let them in. This is no game. We either yield or we fight back. There's no middle ground here. Harmonica. Bullets. Well, we survived. They lowered down their weapons and cried a few tears, surprised by the beauty of our music. They will let us live today. Sometimes the sun urge to play an instrument takes over us, to create beautiful sounds to be shared with the world around us, to sing and play, and have cute mutated animals come to our feet to listen, like a post-apocalyptic Snow White. Shall we? Yes. Okay, Ted is sick now. Be careful what you wish for. After a few minutes of playing, a small group of mutated cockroaches jumped out of the cracks in our walls and started moving to the rhythm of the song. They ran around in circles and shook their little antennae. It would be adorable if they weren't so disgusting. What are we supposed to do with them now? I would suggest eating them, but apparently you're too good for radioactive cockroaches even when you have radiation poisoning. Okay. There's no way we can send Ted out there in his current state. We can't do this. I think Ted's gonna die. Yes, the end. The end. Poor Ted. We gave it a go. There's only so many days a man can survive without food. Ted was strong, but it was too much for him. He starved to death. We didn't make it. These are our final words, and our advice to anyone who reads this is obscure writing. You know, we made a good go of it. I will call it almost. I will just do the salvage run because McLawler, I don't think you were here when we did the salvage run, so you can see how that looks. Hello, Puffy Man. We're almost done. We're just gonna do a bit of a salvage run to show how that looks, and then I'm gonna sound off. Yes, hello. Thank you for joining, Puffy Man 5476. But I recommend you check it out. It's pretty cool game. Bye, Cheapness. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for joining, Rashab. As mentioned, I'm almost done. I will be streaming tomorrow, around about this time, actually, on Monday morning. So this time, just a date from here. I will be streaming the free retro game, The Abbey of Crime Extensum, which is based on a Sean Connery, Christian Slater movie and a book about monks who, investigate a murder into a monastery. I have to go. Thank you for joining, Puffy Man, and thank you, Rashad, for joining. Thanks everyone for joining. Neil C. and McLawler, especially for Puffy Man, Rashad, everyone for sending messages. This begin adventure. The scavenge mode lets you just scavenge. Okay, they give you 10 seconds to explore where it would be. Usually you don't start so close to the entrance of the shelter. Grab little Timmy. Harmonica. Okay, grab our husband. Grab the padlock. Okay, grab water. Grab a suitcase. Okay, grab a gun. Grab this water. Okay, okay, grab our daughter. Yes, and maybe do a food run. Okay, food run. No. Go. Okay, no. Okay, we're too late. Okay, there, McLaura and Puffy Man. That's how it looks when there's like a mode where it's just survival, the visual novel bit. There's the scavenge mode, like we did, where it's just a scavenge. But see, you can actually still continue with it. And then there's the mode we played, Apocalypse, where you do all of it. Yes. GG, thank you, McLawler. It's a pleasure for joining. Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining the stream. McLawler, Neil C, Rashad, Puffy Man. I will be streaming the Abbey of Crime extensions tomorrow. Free game, almost like a point-and-click adventure game, but back in the TV game days, so it doesn't even have the point-and-click. But it's actually cool. I actually completed it once. Yes, and then on Saturday I will be playing Dark Souls, Prepare to Die Edition. And on the Sunday, like Monday stream, I will be playing the ARPG Titan Quest Anniversary Edition for some Greek mythology, Diablo-like action. Good night, everyone, or have a good evening or day, depending on where you are. Have a nice day. I don't think there's anything else. Really, thank you. Appreciate it. Stay cheap.